Alrighty, it's your boy Zeoxys, and today we're going to be talking about hopefully, every possible ways of getting gems in this game, which is Goddess of Victory Nikke. I know gems is not something that is, comes often, right? And obviously, for free to play players, you can't really summon on every banner if you want. I mean, you can get a multi in or a couple multis in on every single banner that drops, especially since they come in events that give you multis, but just in general, right? In gems, I think is very important in this game to keep your players, right? Again, a game that gives you currency is a game that'll keep people sitting there playing your game, right? So we're gonna talk about all the possible ways that hopefully I could just tell you all the ways that I remember and know of how to get gems, right? So obviously the first way, just to like a meme, the cash shop. Right, if you have a credit card, if you want to spend on this game, it's not that bad. I think some of these packs, honestly, I would say wait until we get like those new character packs to see how good they are. But if the new character packs are actually like these packs with advanced tickets, they're actually going to be good, right? Again, these packs here, the like 4 multis with 8,000 gems, that's actually a good pack. But it's the fact that nobody wants to use or buy that type of pack where it gives you tickets to the regular banner. But if they do have a pack like for the new character limited packs with that exact same pack right there, but instead of regular tickets, it's advanced tickets, those are worth it, right? So any type of like even this one or like this, any type that will give you like advanced tickets and then gems, I'd say are pretty worth it, right? So kind of just get that one out the way. Right now, we're going to talk about, your main focuses on things. So we're going to start off with messages, right? I know most of you guys probably just think this is useless, but your messages are actually highly important. You definitely want to be farming up the missions in your messages. I know people don't even know this, but it's cracked because what it gives you, it actually gives you affinity rewards, right? It gives you like golden affinity rewards to use for affinity on your characters, where you actually do get gems on specific levels for their episodes. But if you haven't really done this, you actually get 50 gems per boss or per fight you do for these missions, right? So I have a new one here. I'm just gonna quickly skip through it, and then I'm just gonna, I guess, read it out, or I'm gonna show you guys what I'm talking about, right? Hopefully my game doesn't crash. It's been crashing all day for some reason, right? But okay, I guess nothing showed up, or I guess my game just froze. Yeah, my game just froze. Give me a second. Okay, right, it's right there, right? So it will show up this. You just click it until you get to the end, and then it will pop up this. It says chapter 12, whatever. You click go. It'll take you to your respective chapter, whatever it's telling you to do. It'll show you exactly where they are, and usually it will spawn 3. Some of them spawn 2 and then have like a whole talk scene, but most of the time, I'd say 9 times out of 10, it is spawning 3. And again, it's giving you 50 gems per enemy, so that's 150 gems for all those missions that you probably just have sitting there. You didn't even know because you don't want to do them, but you are getting 150 from just doing those missions. So here in chapter 12, if actually I can go back because it's here. Let me just go back, right? Okay, well, we have those, but if we just go back real quick, okay, we go back and then we click on them. There's 3 here. We go to them. You see it says right here you get 50, right? And it's 50 for each. It's not 50 for all 3. It's 50 for 1, 50 for 2, 50 for 3, which gives you a total of 150. And there's a lot of those missions in your messages, so highly recommend go check them out. Now another thing, I don't know why I came off a story, but EX, right? If you've probably done the story and you've probably said you've unlocked this mission and it just kind of shows you where the EX fight is, I highly recommend people do them. I know people probably think, oh, they're difficult, but they're not. EXs don't have a difficulty essentially, right? Right. The moment you unlock an EX, you're able to beat it, right? Because if you click on it, if you've ever done an EX, it will say what team you want to bring, and then it doesn't even have a power level, right? So I think maybe in chapter 11, I have an EX there. I'm gonna find out where I have an EX, and I'll show you guys. Alrighty, so I found out where we have an EX, and if you go to your EX, if you've never done this, you would probably want to go click them, but you get 300 gems for beating it, right? Now, the thing with EXs is there's no auto for your character, so I'm going to start off with Rapunzel here. When I do it, I actually have to play. There's no auto, right? But if you notice here, it says fixed at level 100. There's no power level here. So when you get an EX, you are able to beat it. There's no difficulty on it, right? You just have to play yourself. But when you do so, you get 300 gems. And there are a lot of EXs, right? Because again, it's not one EX per chapter. There's like 2 to 3, I think, right? So if you have never done your EXs, go do it. All you have to do is actually play yourself, right? Control where you're attacking and stuff yourself. But it's fixed to level 100. All your characters are good enough. Assume dupes still matter. Obviously, your gear probably still matters. But yeah, you are able to beat EXs. Whether it doesn't matter what your power level is. So highly recommend go doing EX. Alrighty, so next is obviously something that people are mostly familiar with already. That's the Tribe Tower. But obviously, I would recommend doing all of your Tribe Tower, of course, right? Every day when you, of course, increase your power, go back and test it. You don't know. And of course, like I said, if you watch my, I don't know if that video will be out before, it most likely will. But if you watch my do not do these or do these videos, don't make these mistakes. I basically said every day you want to check on your towers, the specific typing towers, and do them, because you do get gems from them. If we click on chapter 16 here, you will see it says you get 50 gems here, right? So you do get gems from them. Obviously, I think on stage like 15 or like every 5 stages you get 100 gems, right? So obviously, again, the more and more you progress in terms of your powers, come back here and check how far you can get in the Tribe Tower, because for all you know, even if your power is weaker, at least give it a try, because I'm on floor 82. And I'm going to show you guys, because people probably don't know this, right? Because the tower is not actually fixed, right? You know when you're doing story, and if you're less power, you can't beat it because you're doing like 25 or 75% less damage. I think it's 25, right? It's not the same for tower. I've gotten to 82, and it says recommended power is 46, right? If I can't really show you what it was here, or I can, right? But 81 was 44, right? All these floors here, like 30, I guess we can go to like 70. 75, let's go to, right? 75, I guess I'm higher power than it now, but yeah, like these ones, if you are like, even if you're like 2-3k down on power, give it a try, because you most likely will still be able to beat it. It's not really fixing your damage there, right? So tower is also probably the biggest source of getting gems, essentially. Obviously, next you have your dailies. I think this one is pretty straightforward. All you have to do is play the game. I guess it's not here. Where would I go for my dailies again? Here, the circle. I lost it for a second. But your dailies, your weeklies too, but I'm not really going to talk about it. But obviously on your 100 point here, you get a total of 100 gems. And on weekly on your 100, you get 300 gems, right? So definitely make sure you're doing your weeklies and your dailies. Well, your dailies every day, and then weekly, get them done throughout the week, because you're missing out on a total of 400 gems. I guess, how much would it be? 7 times 100, 700 plus 300. You're missing 1,000 gems every week, right? Just from dailies and weeklies. That's 1,000 gems you're losing every week. Right? So definitely do those, right? In challenges, I'm not really going to talk about these. You can get your gems here, but they're like mainly say either get a character to like this level, or like summon on the banner and pull new characters and things. But you do also get gems from your challenges, right? So if I do 4 more challenges, if I see 4 challenges here that I can actually beat, go ahead. It's same as you. If you see challenges here you can actually beat, go ahead and get them done, so that you can get gems from these. Complete your total completion of challenges, right? So that's another way you get gems. Okay, so another way of getting gems is actually doing your campaign. I should have mentioned this earlier, but campaign. You don't get gems for doing like fighting a fight in campaign, but every 5 campaign stages you do get gems, right? Because it goes to your outpost. So if you look here, it says stage clear count 5 campaign stages to upgrade your outpost, right? So right now it says if I do 1 more, I'll go to level 53, which will give me 100 gems. All right, and I think it's random here, right? 52 I got 30 or 50, I think it was, right? But the more and more you do story, and the more you clear these counts, of course, you will get things. After every 5 stages you will get gems, right? So make sure you're definitely doing that. It's the same thing there. It will tell you when you're doing it there as well, right? So of course, make sure you're doing campaign heavenly. Now we have co-op here. I don't really want to talk about co-op too much. It's over with, but I honestly don't recommend getting gems when it comes to these co-op events, because the other awards are just so much better in terms of value. But obviously in co-op events you can get a total of 500 gems. It would take obviously I think 3 days, maybe 2 days probably to get it all done, I think. But again, I highly don't recommend getting gems from these, but if you need to, if you need it, go ahead and pick it up. I know a friend of mine, Derpy, he needed some, and I think he actually picked it up because he was summoning for Helm and he was still chasing Helm, right? But I would, again, I don't recommend it, but this is a place you can get gems. So go ahead and get them if you need them. Alrighty, so another way is Lost Sector, of course. This is something that is not really something you do every day. You really get this when you complete a chapter, a full chapter, right? So right now I'm on chapter 12. When I beat chapter 12, I'll get the next sector. But if we go to an old sector of mine, you do start getting gems like when it comes to like these EX ones, I guess, right? Because this one says sector 5, right? From sector 1 to 5, I didn't get gems from here, right? But when it comes to these sector EX and then these numbers, you do get gems. I wish I could show you, but yeah, these sector EX ones, you do get gems from here, 300. But from every lost sector, when you do complete it, you actually get 500 gems. You can't see it, but yeah, I guess right there, you get 500 gems for completing a sector. So just from all together, you got 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 13 times 5 at the top is the 6,500 on top of the extra 600 you get from sector 2, because you get 300 there, and the sector EX1 you get 300 there. So that's, what was that? That's about 1,001 or 7,100 gems you get from completing all sectors. Is that a lot? Not really. It's only 2 multis, but gems are gems, right? So yeah, I think I've covered everything in terms of where to get gems and how to get gems, literally. Because everything else I'm talking, oh, I guess outposts, I'm not done actually. There's something I missed. Alrighty, so obviously when you go to your outpost here, there are some things here that will give you gems, mainly your bulletin board. You can get gems from here if you have not, I mean, it's random, right? It's not confirmed or like guaranteed gems, but definitely check your bulletin board every day and just dispatch all if you can, because sometimes gems will pop up here. I got unlucky, I didn't get no gems. But mainly your command center, this is like your main place from getting gems, right? Now of course you get gems for increasing your character, like I guess affection or advise or whatever it is, right? So if we go to them, right, and we go to like Crow, for example, we click view episode, you get 50 for each episode. Right now episodes unlock, I think it will tell you here. Yeah, so if I level her up to literally level 7 right now, let me see if I can do that. If I can, I will. I cannot, right? But if you level her up to level 7, if I level her up to level 7 right now, I'll get an extra thing which will give me 50, right? So of course make sure you're doing your advise every day, right? Because these give you as well. I'm gonna do them in a bit. I've already done some, but I'm gonna finish it off later. But advise, make sure you're doing your advises every day, because advises will give you points to unlock your ranks, right? But you do get gems from episodes. And another place that people probably don't know, but lost relics, right? I haven't really collected lost relics, but you do get gems for these, right? We will say like claim your reward here, and gems will be here. And where you get lost relics from are story stages, right? So where you basically get your blueprints for your tactic academy is where you will also find lost relics. It's when you're farming story and you see those little white balls, like that sparkling, or I guess the white sparkle on the floor, go to them, pick them up, and it's probably a lost relic. And again, you get gems for completing all your lost relics here. So that is another place. But besides that, I genuinely think that's all the ways to get gems that I can think of. Right. Yeah, I think that's all the ways you can get gems, right? Of course, I don't know if the battle pass gives you gems. I don't think it does, unless you buy it for the final chapter, or the final level, I think. I'll check in a second when it loads here. But I don't think it gives you gems, but we'll check in a second here. Alrighty, so we can check our battle pass here, and in a second when it opens, yeah, so battle passes don't give you gems at all. Actually, they don't. You don't get gems for nothing here. But you can buy it. I don't know if I'd say it's worth it. I mean, it comes with a skin, so for me it is worth it. And you do get pulls on the standard banner, and then also you get pulls for like molds and stuff. So I would say it's somewhat worth it. Obviously, it would be better if they just had gems here and then gave you like an advanced recruit, tickets, but besides that, there is that. Obviously, if you haven't done your day-to-day, right, you get gems from day-to-day as well. But in general, I don't know if they're gonna have day-to-day again, but when you complete your day-to-days, you get gems. You get 300 for each day you complete. So if you're a new player watching this video, like about a weekend, oh, actually you have a long time, right? Remaining time, yeah, basically like half a year. So yeah, day to day, make sure you're doing your day-to-days every day because you will get gems, right? If you're watching this within a year of or half a year of release, you get, you know, gems from that. But besides that, I think that is all the ways you get gems. I've covered arc, I've covered campaign, outpost. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it. You don't get anything from Union, I know that much. I've talked about the messages, right? Yeah, I've talked about messages. I've talked about the story. Yeah, that's it. So if this video was helpful, make sure you guys subscribe and like, of course. Let me know if there is a way I missed, but I think I covered everything to a T. But yeah, I even covered a cash shop. So go ahead and leave a like if this video was helpful. But I'll see you guys in the next one. It's your boy Zeoxys, and I'm out. Peace.